I asked ChatGPT 7 questions about clarinet technique, and here's how that went. Right, number 1, we start with tongue position. Let's see how that goes. All right, Chat, it's your time to shine. Tell me, I'm curious about the tongue position on the clarinet. I'm a rather intermediate player and I'm just not sure how the tongue position should be in different registers on the clarinet. Can you help me with that?
Absolutely. In clarinet pedagogy, tongue position is crucial for tone, intonation, and register transitions. In general, for the lower register chalumeau, the tongue is typically lower, closer to the bottom of your mouth. As you ascend into the clarion register, the tongue generally arches higher toward the roof, helping shape the airstream for higher notes. By the altissimo register, the tongue often forms an even higher arch, almost like saying E. In practice, you'll adjust this smoothly rather than in discrete steps, but that
Please, quiet.
If you
Actually, you know what? I heard it's exactly the opposite. I'm actually a professional clarinetist and I can tell you it's the other way around. So in the low register you should put E, and in the high register you should use a slower airstream, which is more, which will give a more slow air for the high register so that it's not pinched.
It sounds like you have a personal approach that works for you. In traditional pedagogy, the E tongue shape generally helps focus the airstream for higher partials, not just speed, but resonance and voicing patterns. That said, advanced players often experiment. If you're achieving good tone and control, the mechanics you emphasize may simply differ. In the end...
Right, so let's check quickly on the clarinet and try what ChatGPT here told us, which is tongue low for the low register. Yeah, it's not the way to play the low register. Fast air for the low register, and the higher you go. Not the fast airstream, but actually for the high register we need a slower airstream. Anyways, this was the first example. Let's head to the next example. All right, let's ask it now how to learn double tongue, because I'm curious, maybe it can actually help us. So let's see. Hey Chat, how do you learn double tongue? I want to learn double tongue on the clarinet and I just can't get it right. Give me one tip, please.
Focus on isolating the syllables ta and ka at very slow tempos. Practice them separately first. Get a clean, even ta and then clean, even ka articulation. Once each syllable is crisp on its own, alternate them slowly. Precision at low speed is the foundation for speed later.
Okay, so I've heard that you should use gentle syllables like the, g. Do you think that might be the way to get double tongue right and not ta-ka?
The ta-ka syllables are a common starting point because they're clear and percussive. But as you refine your double tonguing, da-ga or de-ge syllables can indeed yield a smoother sound. Ta-ka tends to produce a sharper articulation, while da-ga can be gentler and more fluid. Ultimately, it's about tone control. If your sound benefits from the softer consonants, absolutely incorporate them as you gain comfort.
So you're telling me both works?
Precisely. The choice of syllables is really a tool, not a rule. If ta-ka gets you started with clarity, it's great as a foundational exercise. As you progress and need a smoother articulation, da-ga is simply another technique in the toolbox. What ultimately works best depends on the tone and control you want.
All right, so a few problems with this response that we just got from ChatGPT here. So ta-ka doesn't work on the clarinet. You do actually interrupt completely the airstream, and then this will cause the double tongue not to work. Actually, this ta-ka myth is the reason why clarinetists say double tongue is difficult for them. The way to do it on the clarinet is by doing the. So basically keeping the tongue high. First of all, the vowel is very important. So I, dig, and keeping the tongue as gentle as possible. Otherwise, it will just simply not work in the high register, especially. So yeah, this ta-ka response. Like if you will try ta-ka, first of all, the vowel will cause slow air after each articulation, and second of all, will cause complete closure of the air at both rounds. Yeah, and the opposite of it is. So since it couldn't help us with double tongue at all, let's just ask Fabian AI. Fabian is me, by the way. Let's ask Fabian AI what it has to say about double tongue and if it can help us improve it. So Fabian AI is preparing the feedback. This is, by the way, a brand new tool at clarinetmasterclass.com, only available this week for 1 year free if you join. So make sure to join down below. Okay, so here's the thing. I know exactly where you're stuck because I was stuck there for years. The problem is almost certainly that you're trying to make the double tongue too strong. That's what everyone teaches, and it's completely wrong. Here's what actually works. Both syllables, the D and the G, need to be as soft as possible, like whispering them. Most people go taka 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 with all this force, and what happens is you close off the airstream every time. That kills it. Double tongue only works when the air never stops flowing. Think of it like a river, and the tongue movements are just tiny little ripples on the surface. They never dam the water. So the air is the main event. The tongue is almost nothing. Yeah, this feels weird at first because it's the opposite of what your instincts tell you. Love it. That's the way to go. Okay, if you would like access to this amazing tool every single day, so after every practice session of you will get feedback from an AI trained on my data. So it's 450,000 words of clarinet concepts. That's, by the way, it's half of all the Harry Potter books written in clarinet concepts, in unique clarinet concepts. That's what I trained this AI on. And that's all the knowledge base it can pull from. It can't take something random from the internet. It will only pull from that knowledge base, and you will have one system that works, that will give you feedback every single day in your practice room. If that sounds like a plan, go sign up right now. Fabian AI is the coupon code to get 30% off on top. The 1 year free Fabian AI is limited to just 20 clarinetists during this promotion week, so make sure to go grab it for yourself if you want to be one of the lucky 20 that get to use it. All right, let's ask about embouchure fatigue. What should we do if our embouchure is getting tired really quickly in our practice session and really tense? Hey, clarinet experts, I want to know how to get the tension out of my embouchure. So I have a lot of tension while playing, and after just 20, 30 minutes of clarinet playing, I almost can't play anymore because my lips are getting tired. Can you help me with that?
Absolutely. First, check that you're not biting down on the mouthpiece. Instead, let the upper teeth rest lightly on a well-positioned mouthpiece patch and rely on a firm but flexible lower lid cushion. Next, focus on your air support. Often excess embouchure tension compensates for insufficient air. Engage your diaphragm and let the air do more of the work. Finally, practice in shorter increments with intentional relaxation breaks, consciously releasing any tension in your facial muscles. Over time, this will increase endurance and reduce fatigue.
Okay, do you have a specific exercise that you could recommend to, basically get relaxed lips or a stronger air in that sense?
A great exercise is to play long tones at a mezzo forte dynamic. Start on a comfortable note and hold it with steady air, focusing on minimizing any jaw pressure. While sustaining the note, mentally scan your embouchure and consciously relax it without interrupting the airflow. Repeat this on different notes. Over time, gradually extend the length of these long tones. This builds both embouchure endurance and helps develop stronger, more relaxed air support.
But in theory, long tones have not so much to do with air support, right? Like with getting the muscles of breathing out stronger.
In fact, long tones are directly tied to air support, just in a controlled way. By holding a steady tone, you're training your breath to stay consistent, developing endurance and control. While it's not about force, sustaining a note evenly requires steady air from your diaphragm and intercostals. That said, if you want to build the raw strength of those muscles, exercises like breath attacks, starting notes purely with air, can also help.
Yeah. So, first of all, I liked the approach. The original approach, it said, ChatGPT here, which was to get relaxed lips, was actually quite cool, which is also what I like to teach, which is a soft cushion of all the lips that hold the mouthpiece. But the problem was in the follow-up. So afterwards, it recommended us to just do static long tones. So, and with the argumentation, it will get us the air support stronger, which it will not. So I would say that long tones, like after my humble 20 years of playing the clarinet, that long tones is actually an embouchure muscle exercise. Nothing bad. It's something good. It's something every clarinet player should do, but it's not an air support exercise. So most of the times we do these long tones in order to literally get stronger here. There's nothing bad about it, but it's not an air support exercise. Next question to ChatGPT. Let's ask about a fuzzy sound in the low register. Maybe it can help us with that. Hey, I have a fuzzy sound on the low register on my clarinet. It sounds super bad. Can you help me get rid of that?
A fuzzy low register often comes down to a combination of factors. First, ensure your reed is well balanced. A reed that's too stiff or too soft can cause unwanted noise. Second, check your embouchure. Keep it firm but not tense, ensuring the lower lip cushions the reed evenly. Third, evaluate your airflow. Low notes need a warm, steady column of air. Practice long tones in the low register with consistent air support and relaxed but stable embouchure. Small adjustments in these areas will clean up that fuzz.
Yeah, so it gave us nothing concrete here. Yeah, again, so it's like 5 different things. 2 of them are wrong and 3 of them are super unconcrete. Like how should you get your lips gentle or relaxed just by thinking about it? Doesn't work. You need concrete feedback. So now what it told us is to make a warm, even airstream. That's not how to get rid of fuzziness. How to get rid of fuzziness is purely by lifting your tongue into the E, getting this very fast air. That will allow you to play super piano without any air sounds or fuzziness in your sound. That's the way how to do it. All right, let's ask ChatGPT about the in-breath. Where does the air go in our body? Because I have no idea. Let's see what it's answering us. Hey, ChatGPT, so you need to help me. I don't know where the air goes in my lungs when I breathe in for clarinet playing. Can you give me a visualization that will help me so that it goes in the right place, and tell me also in which place does it go there?
When you inhale for clarinet playing, imagine filling from the bottom up. Think of your lungs as a cylinder. The air first expands the lower portion of your rib cage, near the diaphragm, letting your abdomen move slightly outward. Then the air moves up to expand your mid-chest, and finally into your upper chest. In practice, focus on initiating each breath from that lower abdominal area. This ensures you're using your full lung capacity and not just shallow breathing from the top.
Yeah, thank you. Bye. So that's also one more time wrong. So from the bottom up was barely right, but yeah. So what you should do is to breathe everything into the lower parts of your air support, which are the lower back, the lower belly, and the solar plexus. Nothing here, nothing here, nothing here. That's the way to breathe in. And for sure not building from the bottom up until your upper chest is also full, just so you can expand your lung volume. It's just not right. And it for sure doesn't follow a system. All right, now let's ask ChatGPT about crossing the break. All right, I also have problems with crossing the break. Especially, sometimes it squeaks, sometimes there is like a gap between the notes, like B flat and B. And so I just can't get the register break clean. Do you have any really, really good tip for me to get it clean? Like one thing that might be, solving it immediately.
The single most impactful thing is to ensure your air never stops. When crossing the break, maintain a steady, continuous airflow. Often squeaks or gaps come from momentarily hesitating or reducing air pressure right before the register shift. So pick a slow transition like B flat to B or A to B and blow firmly and steadily through it, even slightly increasing your air as you approach the upper note. If the airflow never falters, the break will smooth out significantly.
Yeah, nice. I actually liked this response. It wasn't quite as I would describe it. So basically it said even going more with the air as you approach the high note, but that's actually a little too late. So basically if you cross the break, the notes that need the extra boost of air is the 3 notes before. So once you already are doing the break, then it's already too late to start giving more air. So actually what needs more air are the couple 2 or 3 notes right before the break. So that then during the break, here everything is already inflated. Another trick that it could have mentioned was to put your right hand down already, but I mean, that wasn't too bad. It's actually quite good to continue giving air, but it's not during the break, but actually 3 notes before. That will be the secret trick that will allow you to cross the break more easily every time. Last but not least, let's ask about the angle for clarinet playing and if it can tell us maybe more than just the generic answer of put it in your mouth at a 45-degree angle, but let's see. So ChatGPT, you need to now tell me which is the correct angle for playing the clarinet, and because I don't exactly can visualize it really well, can you tell me also visualization that will help me understand it better?
The clarinet should angle slightly downward from your mouth, typically around 30 to 40 degrees from your body. Imagine a line from your mouthpiece to your knees if you're seated. The key is maintaining a natural head position. Don't tilt your head down or crane it up. Visualize yourself sitting tall, the clarinet coming out at a gentle angle, and your arms relaxed. This angle ensures a comfortable embouchure and free airflow.
Yeah, it's actually not bad. It told us some things to visualize the angle for. Now I would go even a little bit further. So I would, if you would ask for a visualization, I would give the visualization of anchoring the mouthpiece to add stability and to visualize the angle a little bit more, to anchor it behind the upper teeth. So not to put it in the mouth. So putting it in the mouth is always a little bit unstable. And then if you actually have the visualization of centering the tip of the mouthpiece behind the upper teeth, you really have this angle in place that causes then the good quality of sound. Now with the head position, I liked the approach that you shouldn't look down, obviously, but what is not too bad is actually to have a very upright head position. So as long as the clarinet is still in relation to your chin and maintains the same angle as here, actually the even more upright head position ensures an even more open throat. So I'm actually a big proponent of going even more upright with the head. As long as the clarinet will be still in relation to your chin in the right angle. So yeah, here I wouldn't agree. I would actually say the more upright, the more open, the better. If you would like a Clarinet AI coach that is not trained on random data on the internet and doesn't involve also stuff that some random uncle 10 years ago wrote in a Reddit forum about articulation, because that's what ChatGPT actually cites a lot of times. It's just random stuff it gets, and then it will just generate you something. If you ask 1 week later, it might give you the opposite answer. so that's not ideal to actually learn the clarinet. What you need is a real system. It's a real entire concept that in itself will make you a great player. And I would say from myself that I have developed such a concept. I have developed basically 450,000 words of clarinet concepts that went into this database, and the AI, Fabian AI, is only allowed to retrieve data from this database, that from knowledge, from clarinet knowledge that actually works together as a system. Because you need, like, if you do one thing for air support, you need to do kind of the according thing as well with the articulation, and as well with the embouchure. Everything kind of plays together. It's a puzzle. Like, one system from one teacher is a puzzle that works as one. Okay, so if you would like to get this puzzle daily access, it's like having me with you in the practice room every single day. If you would like this, 20 clarinetists will get 1 year free during this promotion if they join clarinetmasterclass.com. The coupon code for this is Fabian AI. You will get 30% on top. I hardly ever do discounts, so here's your chance to get big discount for the first 3 months, or 30% for the entire first year. Most members go yearly, but you do you make your decision. So hope to see you inside. I wish you a lovely day and see you soon. Bye.